Michael, how fortunate do you guys feel to be in this position right now? 5 wins in a row, 5-2, undefeated team coming here, big crowd. Just how lucky are you guys to be in this position, considering everything you went through? I don't know if lucky's the right word, but.
Yeah, I mean, we're extremely excited. I mean, these are the kind of games you dream of playing, you know, big time games, you know, playing late at night, under the lights, white out. But we also feel like we worked to get here. So I wouldn't call it luck. I wouldn't say we feel fortunate. I feel like we've earned this spot, and we're looking forward to playing in it.
Mike, when you guys were right in the middle here, when you guys were 0-2, what was the key to turning this around, especially from a senior's perspective? How did you keep this team together?
Well, there were just a lot of things that went into it. I mean, we had some young guys playing who were very talented, but just hadn't been in the games in a games situation in Penn State before. And then we had the new offense, we had the new coaches. Everybody just had to kind of blend together. And we didn't freak out, but we knew that we couldn't lose again. We wouldn't want to. It's not how we saw it happening, and we just kind of put it all together, calmed down, and just went out and played. Luckily, we've been able to get something going here.
Mike, can you talk about just how important Matt McGloin has been to this team, and where do you think you guys would be right now without him at quarterback?
He's obviously plays a key role in our offense and on the team. I mean, he's put in a whole lot of work. He's studied a whole lot of film. He's spent a lot of time in the meeting room with the coach, and he's really starting to understand, or he understands the offense and how to read defenses, and all of his hard work, and not only in the film room but in the weight room, and just all through the off season, it's paying off for him, and something that I love to see for him.
Hey Mike, on your left. Most of the players on the team right now have played under a couple different coaches in the past 2 seasons. Just what's that been like for you in your last 2 seasons to have that environment, and what has Coach O'Brien done to stabilize that in his first year here?
Well, personally, I mean, it's a great experience. So just a new life. You got new faces around, and Coach O'Brien. I mean, you can't say enough about what he's done. Not only on Saturdays, but just every other day in the building and with the team. He's just he's an honest guy, and he tells it like it is, and he's always going to be real with you as a player. So I think that's something that plays a huge role in his success and our relationship with him as our coach. And a lot of guys in that room have a whole lot of respect for him.
Mike, the offense is obviously very different this year. You got a new coach. People have always thought about Penn State, and especially offensively, a certain way. Do you guys feel like you've taken the conference by surprise a little bit, just coming out with all this NASCAR stuff? Teams maybe don't necessarily figure out or haven't figured out what it is you're trying to do yet.
Well, I mean, anytime you get a new offense and you have new schemes, it's going to surprise people. We have a lot of game film out there now, so teams are ready for it. Teams are preparing for it. They know what to expect. But it's just a new style that people aren't used to playing Penn State with that kind of offense. So it might be new to them. I wouldn't say it surprises them anymore, but it's definitely a lot of fun to play in.
Hey Mike, what do you think a win against Ohio State will do for the future of the program in terms of not just recruiting, but in terms of how Penn State will be viewed again in a national spotlight?
I mean, playing Ohio State, I mean, a win's a win. It's gonna do a whole lot. There's many things that would filter into, but we can't. We have to just concentrate on the game and not really think about the effects of a win or a loss or what could happen, because we're sticking to what we've been doing, and that's go out every Saturday and beat the team that's lining up across from you. So that's how we're looking at it. Even though this is a very big game, and there could be a lot riding on it, we have to stay concentrated and stay focused on just going out and playing.
Mike, Bill Bell, a breakout game for him on Saturday with over 100 yards. Can you talk about what you've seen, how you've seen him evolve in practice? It looked like he's putting his foot in the ground and turning upfield more. How he's changed from week 1 to now.
Well, I mean, I've always said about Billy is that he's a natural talent. He's just very smooth with the ball. He knows how to make people miss, and he's just gifted. He can run the ball, and I think that he knew that, and he should. But I think earlier in the season, he just instead of being decisive, he was just trying to just make a huge play. And I mean, you can't blame him for it. He's got the ability to. So I think, you know, coach has been working really with all of us about just being decisive, making one cut, skin through the hole, and going. And Billy's really taking that to heart, and goes to show on Saturday what he did. And, you know, he's going to continue to do that.
And Mike, Jordan was just out here talking. He mentioned that he was trying to do a little bit too much earlier in the season, but he's gotten back to his old ways. What have you noticed of his presence over the course of the season, helping the defense shut down opponents?
Did you watch the game Saturday? Because he was all over the field. I mean, he's got the hands, he's got the feet, he's got the hips. I mean, he's just a very tough defensive lineman to play against, and you know, he's extremely strong and he's quick. I mean, he's really got everything he wants. And I heard him say something about Monty and Gerald's drive and how they have that, you know, that presence back there. I mean, he carries the same thing. I know he was being humble about it, but he has that same presence out there. He has that same motor, and he makes just as many plays.
Hey, Mike. With the NASCAR offense, I know last week a lot of guys were saying that it takes so much repetition and everything like that. But did you even have to like study some of it, like even outside of practice, like some of the guys just to get it down? And...
Oh yeah, it's a whole new class. It's an extracurriculum added to your schedule. I mean, it's fun. I love it. And, you know, it's all X's and O's, and it's something that I'm personally interested in. It's just fun to know, but you definitely have to spend some time reading over the playbook and looking over the game plans, and just so you can, because I mean, it's quick, the way that you have to react to it, and everything you have to think about, responsibilities and whatnot.
And then, like, even still, now that you guys have a little more of a grip of it, are you still kind of looking at it after practices and at night and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll always throw in a couple wrinkles here and there, so there's always stuff to look at.
Hey, Mike. Over here. Mountie, I think, said that Saturday was one of the funnest games he's ever had playing football. You're close to him. Can you notice that? And are you guys having fun playing football?
Yeah, I think that's one of the most important things about our success lately is that we're having fun, and you could see it on the faces on Saturday. And you know, he was running around, screaming, yelling, smiling, every emotion you could have all in one game. And I think that's why we play the game. That's why we love it, and I think that's one of the huge factors is why we've been able to do what we've been doing.
Mike, your coach joked about Matt McCoy being a dual threat. So as a guy who's carried the ball a few times, just hoping you could evaluate Matt's running style.
That's debatable, that comment, but no, we mess around with him because we always say he's not that athletic, but he's very good at getting away from the pocket and evading pressure. It's really impressive. He always finds a way to extend the play. He gets out of sacks, spins out, and does what he can. And it surprises you, but at the same time, once you've seen it a couple times, you learn to realize that he knows what he's doing. He understands the game, and he can get that done. I wouldn't go as far as calling him an athlete, but I'll give him credit for that.
With Ohio State under a bowl ban too, I'm wondering if you have any empathy or sympathy for some of the guys on their team that probably had nothing to do with the sanctions that they're facing right now.
I mean, I have friends that play at Ohio State. You know, one I played in high school with, John Simon, was a really good friend of mine. And I mean, yeah, you feel, there's always that, because I feel like we could possibly say we're in the same situation, I mean, two totally different reasonings behind it, but it is what it is, and we're both here, so, that's what makes this game so important, is because both of these teams are going out and playing just for Saturdays. Each Saturday is the only one they have, there is no postseason, and that's why, Ohio State's been able to get to where they're at with an undefeated season so far, and that's why we've been able to kind of turn this on lately, and I think that's going to be a huge factor in this Saturday's game.